The airport was loud, crowded, and completely ordinary until it wasn't. Hundreds of travelers moved through the terminal that morning, rushing toward gates, juggling luggage, staring at phones. Nobody was paying attention to anything except their own destination. That's the thing about busy public spaces, they give danger the perfect place to hide. And on this particular morning, danger had dressed itself up as something entirely invisible. A woman in a bright blue coat, walking calmly through the terminal with 3 children by her side. Nothing about the scene looked unusual, not at first. A woman, 3 kids, a suitcase, just another family catching a flight. But one trained police dog named Rex stopped dead in his tracks. His ears shot forward, his body locked rigid, his nose lifted into the air, reading something no human in that terminal could detect. And within seconds, Rex began moving not toward a suspicious bag, not toward a hidden weapon, but toward the smallest child in that group. A little girl, quiet, still, eyes scanning the crowd with an expression that didn't belong on the face of a child. Her name was Emma, and she had been trying to send a message that no adult had noticed. No adult except one, and he didn't speak a single word. He had 4 legs, a badge on his collar, and instincts sharper than any security camera in that building. What happened next would silence an entire airport, expose a dangerous criminal operation, and remind the world of something we too often forget. Sometimes the ones who can't speak are the ones screaming the loudest. Stay with us, because this story will leave you speechless. And before we go any further, if stories like this move you, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and drop your country in the comments right now. I want to see just how far this story travels. The airport had been alive since long before sunrise. Rolling suitcases clicked across polished floors, overhead announcements echoed through the terminal, and exhausted travelers shuffled from line to line. It was the kind of chaotic morning where everyone was too focused on their own stress to notice anything unusual. But Officer Daniel Reyes had trained himself to see what others overlooked. Standing beside him was Rex, a German shepherd with sharp, intelligent eyes and a quiet authority that commanded respect. Rex wasn't simply a police dog, he was Daniel's most trusted partner. The dog sat tall, ears alert, scanning the moving crowd with calm precision. Their bond had been forged 3 years earlier during a warehouse raid gone dangerously wrong. Rex had lunged without hesitation, knocking Daniel aside just as a hidden suspect swung a metal pipe. One split-second decision had saved Daniel's life. From that night on, the rule was simple. If Rex reacted, Daniel acted. No questions asked. Over the years, Rex had worked bomb scares, drug operations, and missing child searches. He could track fear, deception, and adrenaline without missing a beat. He didn't get fooled by tears or clever performances. He read people as they truly were, not as they pretended to be. Daniel often said Rex had the heart of a warrior and the eyes of a lie detector. This morning, Rex shifted slightly beside him, nose twitching as the sense of the terminal washed over him. Daniel glanced down. "Easy, boy." Rex's tail thumped, once disciplined but warm. Everything, for now, felt routine. But routine was about to end. It started with a stillness. Rex locked rigid, not alarmed, not aggressive, but hyper-focused. The kind of stillness Daniel had learned to trust more than any alarm in the building. He followed the dog's gaze. A woman in a bright blue coat walked through the central doors, 3 children trailing behind her. From a distance, they blended perfectly into the crowd. And yet Rex didn't blink. The children moved in an unnaturally rigid formation, no playful nudging, no shared excitement, just silent obedience that didn't belong on children at an airport. The woman's posture was equally wrong, shoulders stiff, eyes sweeping the crowd behind her rather than watching the children beside her. Daniel's gaze settled on the smallest child, the girl. Her hand gripped the woman's coat, but her eyes were scanning, searching, waiting, not with curiosity, with desperation. Daniel recognized that expression immediately. He had seen it in missing child cases, in people who had run out of safe ways to ask for help. Rex growled, low, quiet, certain. "Daniel," was already moving. The closer Daniel got, the more the picture unraveled. The clothing didn't match. The girl wore a thin, the boy beside her had a heavy winter coat. The third wore only a cheap hoodie. That's not how one parent packs 3 children for the same trip. Then the luggage, or rather, the absence of it. 1 suitcase, no backpacks, no toys, no water bottles for the children. Kids always carry something of their own. Always. These children had nothing. One detail stopped Daniel completely. The woman's tag read Anderson, but on the boy's cartoon backpack zipper broken, hanging open faint pen markings, 2 letters, M.L. The rest rubbed away. Not Anderson, not even close. Different names, different clothing, different levels of care. Rex confirmed what Daniel's eyes were building, pausing beside the girl, nose brushing her sleeve, reading what no camera could detect, the chemical signature of a terrified child. Daniel scanned behind them. No second parent, no family member at check-in, just this woman, and 3 children who didn't belong to her. He stepped forward. It was the girl who changed everything. As the group slowed near a flight display, her hand shifted slowly behind the woman's back. No waving, no flailing, just a flat palm pressed steady and intentional against the fabric. A silent signal. A coded cry for help disguised as nothing at all. Rex reacted instantly on his feet, sharp bark cutting through the terminal noise, attention locked on Daniel. Their unspoken language carried one clear message. Something is wrong. Move now. The girl lowered her hand, looked straight ahead. But her fingers trembled barely visible, and that single tremor sent a chill straight up Daniel's spine. Then the woman stepped ahead, distracted by her phone. In that window, the girl looked back. Their eyes met. And in that 1 second she communicated everything she couldn't say out loud. Fear, hope, desperation, and one silent plea. Please, help me. Rex barked louder. The woman snapped around. The girl looked forward instantly. But the wide eyes, sudden stiffness, quickened steps confirmed that she didn't want this child noticed by anyone. Daniel exchanged one look with Rex. This was not coincidence. This was a signal sent on purpose, and they were not letting that family out of their sight. Daniel stepped directly into their path. "Ma'am, I need you to stop walking." Her smile froze. Rex circled the group chests, rising too fast, eyes too hollow. Posture far too rigid for children their age. "We're going to miss our flight," she said, grip tightening on the suitcase. Rex growled. Bystanders slowed. Then she grabbed the girl's wrist hard. Control, not comfort. The girl's eyes squeezed shut in pain. Daniel's voice cut through instantly. "Let go of her hand," she released, forced a laugh. "Kids wonder I was keeping her close. Too fast, too rehearsed." The girl didn't step toward the woman the way a child steps toward a parent. She stepped backward, one barely noticeable step, into Daniel's shadow. Rex moved with her instantly, placing his body between the girl and the woman. Inside the screening room, Daniel asked plainly, "Do you all know this woman?" Rex barked sharp before she could answer for them. "Sweetheart," Daniel said quietly, "you can answer." The girl's eyes filled. Slowly, she shook her head. Then, pressed against Rex's side, she whispered the words that stopped the room entirely. "Please don't let her take us." Security footage confirmed everything. 3 gates, 3 families, 3 children taken while their loved ones were momentarily distracted. The woman matched surveillance from 2 other airports, same method, same pattern. A courier inside a coordinated criminal ring, moving children using falsified documents. 3 missing child reports filed within the last hour, 1 for each child. She was in custody before the hour was out. Emma's grandparents arrived first. The moment the door opened, her grandmother's sob broke the silence, and Emma ran straight into their arms. The boy's father came seconds later, dropped to his knees and pulled both sons against him, holding them like he was terrified they'd disappear again. Before Emma settled into her grandmother's arms, she turned to Rex and held him the way you hold something that saved your life. Then she told Daniel something he hadn't known. Her father, who had passed once, worked alongside police dogs. He had told her, "If you're ever in danger and can't speak, find a police dog. Give it a silent signal. Dogs know." They don't get fooled. Emma had remembered, and when she had no voice left, she used his. Rex rested his head gently on her knee. He had known from the very first moment. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it lives in a child's trembling hand, hoping someone is paying attention. If this story moved, you share it. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.